Hey Legionnaires, Steve Cox with High Tech Legion. I'm a pretty big gamer. I almost treat it like a full-time job. I have my different guilds and different games. I have friends that I've made connections with that are almost stronger than my real life connections with people out here in the real world. I game every single day. If a day goes by that I'm not gaming, there's something wrong or somebody's hurt or in trouble. And one of the things that I love about gaming is the immersion and having, good surround sound and good sound, good visuals, and just a nice gaming experience. Now, of course, with that comes the need to communicate with the people you're playing with through one form or another. We all have our microphones, or if you're playing on laptops, you have your mics on there. And there's all different programs that we use to communicate with each other. But the most important part of that is the headset. And when you wear a headset and you have a nice microphone and it gives you really good sound and you're able to get that kind of immersion, that's always a great thing. I have here the Gamester Gear. It's the Cruiser P3210. Now this is a dual driver. It's supposed to have amazing bass quality. It's got dual drivers, like I said, and it's got a vibration, a rumble effect. So I cannot wait to get in here and open up this box and show you guys what it comes with and have a look at it for myself. Okay guys, I want to take a moment and take a closer look at the box. You can see the Gamester Gear logo here, the double G's mirrored and facing each other. Again, these are the Cruiser P3210 headphones. They are customized dual drivers. On the side there, that explains the dual drivers. For superior sound quality, you're going to have one speaker for the heavy bass and then another speaker providing your nice clear sounds. You'll be able to hear everything very clearly, and much more so than if you had one speaker trying to produce serious bass sounds, especially in games with explosions or anything of that nature. I think that's really going to stand out once I get to do some testing on it. On the back, it has a list of the specifications, some of the frequency response at 20 Hertz to 20 kilohertz with a 50 millimeter main driver, 32 ohms. The bass enhanced driver is a 30 millimeter driver at 16 ohms. The 112 decibels at the sound pressure level, that is comparable to a loud rock concert, which is good because after being at more than a few loud rock concerts myself, I'm going to need it to be that loud. And so it's got a 3.5 millimeter jack. That's your pretty standard headphone jack. That's for the audio. You can use that only when you're use that when you're just playing a game and you're just listening to the audio, but then you'll have to use the USB to provide power for the microphone and to be able to use the voice chat abilities. So without further ado, let's get the box open and take a look at what all is going to be in here. Have a package here with a couple stereo adapters, and of course it has the gaming headset manual. That's going to come in handy, probably give you some tips on certain setups for different applications. We'll take a look at this a little closer when we get there. You have this is the microphone is detachable. Let's go ahead and get the headphones out of this plastic and get that out of the way. Set the box aside. Pretty good looking set of headphones. It's got a inline control here. You can see the P3210 logo right there on the controller. You're going to have the game volume and your chat volume individually And then another bass knob here, if you can see that one, to control the bass levels. And then of course your on, off, and for your microphone. And the headphones themselves, they feel pretty solid, not too heavy, and pretty well distributed, I think. The band is very flexible to make that comfortable on your ears, and these earpieces feel pretty nice too. And those come off and can be washed. So after hours and hours of gaming, you will be able to pop those off and run them in the sink and scrub them a little and wash them up, clean them up, and get your old ear funk off of there. And they just snap right back in. Maybe I'll do that later. I want to take a look in here. If you can see the large driver, the large speaker in there, providing good bass sound and good sound quality. So again, you have the 3.5mm jack and the USB connector. And we'll get back into the bag here. They had some of the other connections. The microphone is going to plug right in on the headphones. You see it's got the front there. It just plugs right in. You have a I don't know how well you can see that, but you have a special connection here so that it will lock in position. You don't want to force it in there. Make sure you get it in and it goes in smoothly, and then it'll twist and lock into position. And then of course the boom mic is posable, flexible to put it, not quite in front of your face if you breathe heavy on it, or right up on you if you want to speak more quietly, wherever you need it to be for your own personal comfort. I wanted to really quickly show a close look at the connection for the microphone. You can see here it's got a flat side, whereas most of it is rounded. And that allows for, in the headphones there, you can see it has a flat edge right there on the side. There you go. And that allows for the plug-in to snap in. The only problem I have with this is when you twist it and lock it into position, it doesn't really seem to snap and lock in. I'm not going to force it, and it really doesn't take much forcing, but it literally just turns and turns all the way around. Really, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. It just turns and turns. It doesn't just lock and stop into position. And then when you use the posable boom mic, it moves around pretty freely and comes right undone. It doesn't snap in at all. That's really about my only complaint. The cords are your standard rubber cords, but they do use from the headphones to the inline control system. They use a smaller lightweight cable, and then from there the majority of the cable is this very tough, very thick, high grade, but it is still rubber, whereas many headphones, mice, keyboards are all going to a braided, more durable cable. For the PS3, it has the RCA jacks, and those have a pass-through, so that when you plug in the headphones to your RCA ports on your TV or your PlayStation 3, I'm sure there are some other applications, but that's all the company covers on the box there. You can also go ahead and, like I say, you plug these into the PlayStation 3, and then you plug in the cables going to your television from there, and so that you don't need multiple splitters or anything. It comes with the splitters for the 3.5mm headphone jack, which is really very nice. I have not used this. I don't have a PlayStation. I was using exclusively the computer connections which is again the 3.5mm jack, and the USB. The USB powers the voice chat, the microphone, and obviously the control mechanism. And of course you have that manual. It's going to show some of the features and what all the different items here do, things that I'll be covering. It shows again, like I say, the stereo adapters here for the PS3. So I'm going to get these off here and take a better look at them, get them hooked up and do some testing on them and check out the sound, and I'll be back to let you guys know exactly what I think. This is the microphone test for the Gamester Gear Cruiser P3210 gaming headset. Okay, for my final thoughts for the Gamester Gear P3210, the gaming headset and microphone, I really like them. I do. There are a few complaints I have, but they're very, very comfortable. I wore them for hours and hours on end. I think the longest stint that I kept them on was about 5 hours. That was last night. The cloth headphone ear pad covers I think are, in my opinion, better than a lot of leather covers. The fact that they come right off pretty easily, they snap right off and can be cleaned, is going to be a godsend. They sound really, really good. I can't really put those on like that. The mic comes right in and out. I showed you the connection for the mic. I think is a little questionable. They could have made the ring that it snaps into perhaps actually click into position with some kind of release. I have no idea how to make it better, but I know that it could be done. The sound quality is very good. I never could get the what was supposed to be the vibration or rumble feature to activate. The bass was very deep and resonant, has great sound quality. For a 2.1 headset, I actually felt very, very immersed, and it almost felt like a good surround sound. And I use a pretty good surround sound normally. I had to do some tweaking and some adjustments when using Ventrilo and TeamSpeak because the mic apparently has very, very powerful pickups, so you do not need to speak loudly at all. I had to turn myself down as low as 10% on my outbound using some of the communication programs that I was using. That's not a bad thing, and that's not a problem with the headphones. That's just, you know, anytime you get a new product, a user is going to have to adjust it for their own personal taste, their own personal use, and, you know, who knows what other variables who knows what other variables would be involved there. Either way, I'm going to give this a silver award because in the long run I felt like, even though they felt good and they were comfortable and they sounded great, I felt like the build quality was not up to par for the price point. The sound quality, again, is very good, but you know, there's more to it than just that. Okay, so there you have it, the Gamester Gear Cruiser P3210 gaming headset earns itself a silver award. They're pretty nice, definitely better than my old ones. I will be using them. And once again, that's Steve Cox with High Tech Legion signing out. Join us on Facebook and like our page. Follow us at Twitter, and come to our forums at www.hightechlegion.com, and you'll find all the links to all of our videos and all of our reviews there, and you'll be able to stay ahead of the game and keep up with everything new in technology.